yeah, give us a look around the back. What's going on with these?
Yeah, so the transaxle is the one thing that did carry over from last year's car, and aside from that, everything else is brand new. So every nut and bolt that you see here, every bracket, every tail light, whatever, has all been brand new for this year. And I guess the one thing that this car has lost is the downforce front and rear. So although this wing looks very, very cool, the amount of downforce it produces isn't the same as what last year's car was. But the good thing is the racing's a lot closer now, so the only downside is we've lost a little bit of downforce, but that's okay because the cars are even closer than they have been, so it's a good thing.
The big thing with Ryco this year, them being the filtration partner, is that every single team's pretty much got the same setup. And how easy is this setup for you guys now to be able to maintain your filters?
Yeah, exactly, and I think the beauty is, companies like Ryco, they're investing all the time and effort and engineering from an engineering standpoint, so they're doing all the hard work and we just get the lucky job of putting it in the car. We know it's tried and proven, we trust it, we know it's going to work, so yeah, it's a bit of a no-brainer for us. It's very simple.
And I guess also getting back to the longevity and the lifespan of these engines now, it's increased. Like now with this new setup, they're expecting up to 10,000 kilometres out of an engine. From a team cost point of view and the amount of maintenance you have to do and expenses that go into maintaining these, how much does that help?
Yeah, it's a huge amount. And just to put it into perspective, 10,000 Ks on a racing engine is a lot of kilometres. Like in years gone by, the cars or the engines come out and get serviced in 1,000 to 2,000 kilometres. The biggest part is this filter. Like everything starts at the front of the car, and if we can filter all the dirt and sand and rubbish that goes through that before it gets into the engine, it's going to help piston rings, it's going to help the engine itself, all the moving parts inside. So this is just as crucial part of it as anything else that we do. And
the fact that the oil filter and the fuel filter are pretty much just an off-the-shelf product that anyone can go and buy for their road car.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, we'll change our engine oil on a Saturday night. If we've seen some high engine oil temperature throughout a weekend, we'll change that. So yeah, it's just as easy to throw a new filter on as well. And some of this is just preventative maintenance. It's if you have to question it, change it, put some new oil in, put some new filters in, and away you go, and you can run again on Sunday.
All right, so obviously it's not just the cars, it's all the spare parts. You've got a whole stack of wheels here. What other parts have you got flying around, and what do you keep with your tyres?
Yeah. This is funny you should ask, because we're a two-car team, and to go to the biggest race of the year is Bathurst, we need a lot of rims. So we've got 80 rims that we've had to purchase this year as well.
Yeah, wow.
And not only with the rim, each rim's got a tyre pressure monitor system sensor on it as well. So the rims are $1,100 a rim. You do the math. But the only thing is, with all the accidents and incidents that they do bend the rims as well. And we try to repair ones that we can when we spin them to see how true they are. But sometimes they are a throwaway and they become a coffee table. So
yep.
They get put in certain areas around the workshop.
I'm sure there's plenty of fans out there that would happily take them off your hands.
Yeah, exactly. So we come into our tyre room here. Obviously you'll see more rims here ready to go, but tyres are one of the biggest performance aspects of the car, and the biggest thing is looking after them. So we try and keep them out of the sun as much as we can. They're in a controlled environment here, and we make sure the UV does affect the tyre. So even at a race meeting weekend, we'll keep them in the shade under cover, and we only put them out in the sun when we're trying to artificially put some heat into the tyre. So you'll see a tyre, when it starts to go off, it gets that purpley pinky tinge to it. And sometimes that's just from being out in the sun as well. So each tyre has a barcode on it, it's lifed, so we know where it was on the car, whether it was on the front or the rear, how many laps it's done, how many heat cycles it's been through, because we can always destroy a tyre in one outing as well. So some tyres last a bit longer than others. We also know what track it's at, because there's more degradation on some tracks than others. So huge part of the car. If you get this part right, sometimes that's half the battle. If you get the tyre pressure right and the temperature, that sets you up for quality and gets you further down the grid. So we have to look after these tyres and make sure that they're always prepped as best they can as well.